And now, a Stream of Conscience commentary with Anne Galloway.
In its June 27th special issue on Reimagining Capitalism, The Nation magazine asks 16 activists and economic thinkers, if you had the ability to reinvent American capitalism, where would you start? This same question was posed to readers who submitted hundreds of ideas. Several of these were printed in the issue of September 12 in a piece entitled Blueprints for a New Economy. Many of the suggestions would have been expected, including a more equitable tax policy, single-payer health care, public financing of political campaigns, and a constitutional amendment declaring that corporations are not people. However, I was most struck by a few ideas that haven't garnered much attention. Here are three of my favorites. On the campaign finance front, a woman from Tucson suggests implementing a regulation in which entities that depend on government financing, whether in contracts, subsidies, bailouts, or tax credits, should not be permitted to donate to any political campaign, political organization, or PAC, advocate for any candidate, or lobby for the continuation of its own funding. This proposal does fly in the face of the constitutional right to petition the government, but lobbying has now become legalized bribery, and we must find a way to rein it in. Just imagine government policy made on the basis of merit, not money. How refreshing would that be? A man from Dayton proposes making the largest corporations accountable to all stakeholders, including employees and communities. He suggests a classification system managed by a national ombudsman and in the public record, which assigns corporate tax levels based on the extent to which organizations meet explicit standards of social responsibility. Criteria might include assessing the fairness of employee salaries and benefits, providing scholarships based on need for children of employees, ensuring well-maintained safe workplaces, and taking all necessary precautions to prevent pollution. Think about it. Corporations which have an incentive to treat workers well and are fully engaged in making their communities better, rather than paying as little as possible and fouling the environment if they can get away with it. I particularly like this idea from a Jackson, Ohio woman. She suggests a surtax imposed on manufacturing processes that don't meet sustainability standards. The tax might help to avoid, and at any rate pay for, adverse environmental consequences such as those which occurred with the Exxon oil spill in Alaska, the BP explosion on the Gulf Coast, or last year's tragedy in the West Virginia coal mine. The Nation's editor for this project summarized these responses. Generating a new agenda for the country begins here, determining what it is that we believe and then making ourselves heard. That requires the self-confidence to believe in ourselves and the courage to oppose the indifference of those who govern. It is not an easy task for sure, but this is how we will save the country if it is to be saved. I couldn't agree more. This has been a Stream of Conscience commentary. I'm Anne Galloway. Thank you for watching.